The following program is paid for by the advertiser and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of KOMO management and staff.
KOMO News welcomes Own It, where experts in real estate provide valuable insights to those looking to buy, sell, or finance a home. Featuring Chriest of Kiel Mortgage, lending their neighbors a hand for over 30 years. Buying, viewing, remodeling, or moving, this show is for you. Now, here's the host of Own It, Chriest of Kiel Mortgage.
Good morning, Seattle. Thanks for listening today. Happy Sunday to you all. Welcome to the fall weather. It's definitely in. It's been kind of a crazy morning this morning, so a little discombobulated, I guess, but it's all good. So I'd like to welcome in studio some amazing realtors that we have here with the Pacific Northwest. And so I'd like to introduce to you, first time on show, Mindy Hibbard with John L. Scott. Good morning.
Good morning, KOMO listeners. Thanks, Harry, for having me.
We have Chriest from Compass. Good morning.
Thank you.
And we have Tammy Luger with Compass Washington as well.
Good morning.
Welcome, ladies. Thank you for showing up today. Sorry, Mindy, about the headphone thing over there. I don't know. Hopefully we get that squared away here pretty quick. I'd like to welcome everybody to the show. We're going to be on for the next 2 hours talking about real estate, mortgages, and finance in this beautiful Puget Sound region that we live in. And I just want to say thanks for listening to the show. The number to the show is 844-44-OWN-IT. So that's 844-44-OWN-IT. And be happy to take calls today if you want to talk about mortgages, finance, you want to talk about the real estate market in general. That would be fantastic. So market continues to cool. I mean, that's the ongoing thought for the last few months, and you're seeing it every single day. The market continues to slow down. So what are you guys seeing out there right now? Are you feeling that, or are you thinking it's going to hopefully pick up, or is it just a seasonal thing?
No, I think what the market is becoming more balanced, as we like to say.
More balanced.
More balanced, not cooling. But no, I think this is a good thing that's happening. I'm not really anticipating a big spike again in home prices or value, but I think this is an opportunity for buyers to really get back out there, to not have to compete with multiple offers, pay $100,000 more than the list price. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, since the show's been on for the last couple of years, we've been talking about, the first part of January, February, March, the market was so incredibly hot that people were lined up at open houses to just find a house. And the reality now is, they're taking some time off and basically trying to reassess. A lot of buyers are reassessing at this point. So I've seen a slowdown for sure with regards to application volume in the last few weeks. And then, you're sitting around going, the market's really cooling down. Then all of a sudden, just randomly 5 or 6 contracts come in. So there is activity happening right now, and I'm seeing a lot more contingent offers than I've seen in the last, few months.
Yeah, I've started sitting inspections again.
You started sitting inspections? Yeah.
Like, I forgot about this.
Tammy, what are you seeing out there?
Well, I think the market is definitely leveling off. I like to say leveling off. I think it's come to a very healthy point. It was at a point for buyers where they were at a high stress level. When you're going into multiple offer situations and you're waiving inspections and you're waiving financing, that puts a lot of pressure on your buyers.
Right.
So I think it's a nice, healthy time right now for buyers to get in there and start making some purchases that maybe they couldn't make a year ago.
Yeah, fantastic. Mindy, what are you seeing out in the market?
Yeah, so I see the market as a much more fair playing field. Definitely a healthy market, still strong, and really petitioning to buyers to get out there again and re-engage.
Mm-hmm.
It's a much more equal playing field where you can come in maybe at a full price offer asking for a concession from a seller. You're not necessarily depending upon where you're standing in a multiple offer situation. There still are those hyper local markets where you are, but it's really just local to where you're standing.
Yeah, the hyper local markets are something interesting in and of themselves, because the reality there is those deals are still getting done. They're there's still a lot of pressure to get a loan done. There's a lot of pressure to start the process and get it going. But those hyper-local markets are there's a lot of competition still happening in there. I guess not pressure, but a lot of competition that's happening in those markets. I mean, if it's the right house, it is definitely selling. So I know days on market has been about, we went from days literally to now we're, I think, 45 or maybe even a little bit longer than that days on market. But still, 45 days to sell a house isn't horribly terrible, right? So,
no.
Yeah.
I mean, we were at 7 days, 3 days,
Right. We were
24
hours.
hours.
It
Yeah,
seemed
I know,
like,
but
right?
I still think
Yeah.
in this area, in the hot, super desirable neighborhoods, I think it's like 14 days still.
Yeah.
It's still like it's crazy that people are, making it seem like
if it's a well sought after house, I mean, there's definite activity happening on that, and so the reality there is that the market's going to continue to be robust for those type of properties, and maybe not so much on the other side. So folks, if you have a question with regards to financing, or you want to talk about perhaps listing your property, taking a look at where the market's at, give us a call today. Number to the show is 844-44-OWN-IT. That's 844-44-OWN-IT.
You may already know that an FHA-insured reverse mortgage from Kiel Mortgage is a great way to finance an existing home. But the fastest growing use of today's modern reverse mortgage for those of you 62 and older is purchasing a new home to move closer to your kids and grandkids. Learn how a reverse mortgage can benefit you. Visit kielmortgage.com or call 888-778-KIEL. Kiel Mortgage, your reverse mortgage expert and your home lending partner for life. CL 53969.
Hi, I'm David Smith.
And I'm Tori Smith, local owners of Mattress Depot USA.
Tori and I are both UW alumni and have been attending Husky sporting events for decades.
We first met in old Barma Hall.
Ah, yes, and we still bleed purple. That's why we're offering to all our fellow dog fans the Mattress Depot USA Dog Deal.
Come into any store, mention Dog Deal, and get 5% off your purchase.
Go Dogs!
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
A dime has 118 ridges around its edge. There are more chickens in the world than people. Rubber bands last longer when refrigerated. The banana is a member of the berry family. A strawberry is not.
Some things you just don't need to know.
Babies blink less than adults.
For everything else, watch Jeopardy! Jeopardy! It's all you need to know.
Weeknights at 7:30 on KOMO 4. Monday at 11 on KOMO News. Towed, resold, destroyed. KOMO's Matt Markovich keeps digging into how these worthless campers are costing a fortune.
And where do RVs go to die? Right here, at taxpayer expense.
Falling apart, littering the streets.
It's a complete waste.
Why the city keeps them on the road until they end up here. The price you pay for the RV shuffle. A Project Seattle report. KOMO News, Monday at 11.
Are you going to watch scary movies all alone this Halloween? When you hear random noises around the house, do you suspect ghosts must be behind it? That's one way to get through spooky season. The other way is much more fun. Adopt a cat at Seattle Humane in Bellevue this weekend. They're perfect reassuring company for scary movie time. And at least you'll know who those late night noises belong to. For responsible adopters, adoption fees will be waived for cats 1 year and up this weekend, with discounted fees on kittens. See Adoptable Household Guardians at seattlehumane.org. Missing Daryl Tuttle in the Boom X Show because of Husky football? Daryl is back on KOMO today from 3 to 5 p.m. The Boom X Show this afternoon at 3 on KOMO News 1000 FM 97.7.
KOMO News Time, 9:14. Time to check KOMO AAA traffic as we do every 10 minutes on the fours. And we check once again with Dylan Holt.
Well, things are looking good out there on the road so far this Sunday, despite all of the wet weather we've been having. But you are going to still want to watch out for puddling out there on the roadways as it continues to rain in some areas today, as hydroplaning is still definitely a risk out there. I-5 north and southbound, though, in and out of Seattle is still moving along nicely. 990 east and westbound is looking clear as well. Travel time from Everett to Seattle on I-5 is around 30 minutes at the moment, while SeaTac to Seattle on I-5 is closer to 15. Our next KOMO traffic at 9:24. I'm Dylan Holt.
All right, thanks, Dylan. And Theron Zahn is in the KOMO Forecast Center.
It's going to be a blustery day around western Washington. The showers continue, if not plain old rainy out there. Gusty winds between 15 and even 20 miles an hour. You might even hear the rumble of thunder this afternoon with some active weather moving through. Temps today, mid-50s. Tomorrow, also mid-50s. Mostly cloudy. Showers at times on Monday, but a few breaks here or there. Now, it's Tuesday and Wednesday. We ramp up the rain. And, of course, Wednesday being Halloween, make sure the kids' costumes are waterproof. In the KOMO Weather Center, Theron Zahn, KOMO News.
And right now, partly cloudy or partly sunny if you're a glass half full person. It's 52 degrees in Seattle.
Stay connected. Stay informed. Now back to Own It. Buying, viewing, remodeling, or moving, this show is for you. Here's Harry Chriest of Kiel Mortgage.
So I'd like to thank Ryan for doing a fantastic job on the boards today. You poor guy, he was out here struggling, trying to help us with our mics.
You mean that train wreck?
That train wreck has officially... Hey, thanks for doing all that. I appreciate that.
You can blame all of the cluster on me. It's fine.
It's a little short-handed here in the KOMO studios. But anyway, back to real estate and all these exciting things that we're going to talk about today. So I know Mindy hasn't been... Mindy hasn't been on the show. Ryan, we still got music going. So Mindy, kind of talk to me about real estate in general and how you got started in this crazy business that we call fun sometimes, and tell me about how that's all started.
Yes, thanks, Harry. So I've been in real estate about 14 years, connecting buyers and sellers. I had an uncle come to me way back when and tell me that he thought that real estate would be a good complement to my personality, and that hadn't really struck me up until that point. Thought about it for a little while. At the time, my husband was building, and he said, well, this uncle said, well, why not? You know, it would be a great compliment to what your husband does. And so I went ahead, went forward, took the real estate test, passed, and out in the field I went. I spent a couple great years with a designated broker that really just shared the ropes with me, taught me a lot. And I just, Denny Parague, if you're out there, just want to say thanks to you for that. And then in 2006, moved over to John L. Scott. Great branding. Shout out to Lennox for keeping us brokers on the cutting edge and really just staying relevant.
Yeah, we had Lennox on the show about 5 or 6 weeks ago, and he was fantastic talking about the general state of real estate and the Seattle market and kind of the Puget Sound area. And I always like to have Lennox on because he's amazing. He's bright. And he's got a really good sense of the market in general, right? And Lennox hopefully will come on springtime or right before maybe January, February again. I'd love to have him on here and kind of walk through that. So, Mindy, your office, your John L. Scott, is at which office?
So I'm out of the Mukilteo office. Our designated broker owns the Bothell and Mukilteo locations.
Fantastic. Okay, well, welcome to the show. Really do appreciate your time and coming on today. And Tammy, so talk to us a little bit about how you got involved in real estate.
Yeah, thank you, Harry. Well, I got in real estate by working with Terry Foster and Moya Skillman. Worked with them for about 4 years and decided it was time to go out on my own. Terry and Moya are some of the best in the industry, and I learned so much from them. I really feel like I am a very service-oriented person, so for me, real estate was a natural transition. My job is to make sure that my clients are happy and get them what they need, and I feel like that's what real estate's all about. So I've really enjoyed my 5 years in real estate, and
fantastic.
It's been wonderful.
So Compass has recently there's been some changes there, correct?
Yeah, we were with Avenue Properties.
Avenue before, right?
Yeah. Now we're Compass Washington. It's such a great transition because Compass is a global firm, so we can really work across all aspects of real estate with relocation and helping clients that way. It's really helpful. There's so many relocations now that we can work across the platform in helping our clients.
Awesome. That's fantastic. And Chriest,
Yes.
how'd you get started in real estate?
I've been in real estate for 19 years. Yeah, you can probably hardly believe that, right?
Yeah, 19 years.
I started out, I know. I started out with my two brothers. They are still in commercial real estate and developers down in the Auburn-Kent Valley. So in my early 20s, they said, hey, you want to come down here and work with us? And
Sure,
I said,
yeah.
Sure, why not? That sounds great.
Yeah, awesome.
So I was down in the Auburn-Kent Valley doing commercial real estate for 10 years with them, and then decided to make a change. Life changed. I got married, knew I was probably going to have kids, and was kind of tired of commuting down to Auburn every day for 10 years. So decided to switch over to the residential side of things. I'm with Tammy over at Compass.
Yay.
So I've been with them for a long time, and it's great, and I'm loving it, and happy I made the change, but happy I had the start in commercial real estate. I think it's really helped me with my business.
Yeah, fantastic. So, folks, we got to run to break. If you have a question for these amazing women, please give us a call at 844-44-OWN-IT. We'd like to talk to you.
If you're listening to this show, you're our customer. Jim Friedman here from Metropolitan Appliance, Seattle's leading dealer of major appliances for over 60 years. Remodeling, developing, dream home, flipping? Let Metropolitan Appliance take you from selection through ordering, delivery, and installation. Our sales professionals and delivery crew are known throughout the area as the most complete solution to your appliance needs. See us today on 1st Avenue South in Soto or on the web at metropolitanappliance.com. Metropolitan Appliance, the only appliance store you'll ever need.
If you're enrolling in Medicare Part D for 2019, we can help make it easier. Your Fred Meyer and QFC pharmacies offer preferred pharmacy pricing on most major plans, including United Healthcare, Aetna, Express Scripts, and Anthem, with copays as low as $0. Plus, Fred Meyer and QFC offer health and nutrition support and all the delicious foods you need. So if you're choosing a new Medicare Part D plan, we've got you covered. Stop by your Fred Meyer or QFC pharmacy or visit our website for more information.
KOMO News. It's the largest parade of its kind west of the Mississippi. Saturday, November 10th at 11 a.m. Honor and celebrate our veterans and active military at Auburn's 53rd Annual Veterans Parade. Main Street will be filled with military units, veteran marching groups, honor guards, antique military vehicles, over 25 marching bands, and more. Stop by the exhibit showcase to touch and tour military vehicles. Bring the family, friends, and your flags to Auburn's 53rd Annual Veterans Parade with KOMO News.
Are you missing out on the stock market highs because you're afraid of the next crash? The market is booming. Stocks are up and the economy is in high gear. Sounds like 2007, doesn't it? But what happens when 2008 strikes again? What if you could profit from a strong market without the risk of loss when the crash hits? Hi, my name is Ethan Kapp, and my father lost over $1 million in the 2008 crash. Since then, I discovered a strategy that grows money potential double digits during market booms and protects your wealth during busts. You get the best of both worlds, and you don't have to miss out on the good years with your money sitting on the sidelines. Learn all about it in my free book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street. Call 1-800-809-1414. It sounds impossible, but there is a way to get potential double-digit growth on the good years without losing during crashes. Supplies are limited, so call 1-800-809-1414 now to get your free hard copy book. Plus, when you call right now, you get free shipping and handling. No credit card required. And we'll send you a free copy of the audiobook so you can listen in your car. So call now, 1-800-809-1414, 1-800-809-1414. Again, 1-800-809-1414.
Another happy customer of Automotive Images.
He was meticulous. He saved my car, is what he did.
You can't tell it's been fixed. I mean, he's just amazing.
AutomotiveImagesINC.com.
Well, things are looking good out there on the road so far this Sunday, despite all of the wet weather we've been having, but you are going to want to watch out for puddling out there on the roads as it continues to rain in some areas today, and that risk of hydroplaning is still out there. I-5 north and southbound in and out of Seattle, though, are moving along nicely, and I-90 east and westbound are looking clear as well. Travel time from Everett to Seattle on I-5 is around 30 minutes, while SeaTac to Seattle on I-5 is closer to 15. Our next KOMO traffic at 9:34. I'm Dylan Holt.
Plenty of rain around western Washington today. You might even get a thunder shower during the afternoon. Gusty winds as well at times. Temperatures, they're going to be in the mid-50s. Making our way through the next couple days. Showers at times and are mostly cloudy skies on Monday. Mid-50s once again and very wet Tuesday and Halloween. In the KOMO Weather Center, I'm Theron Zahn, KOMO News.
Whether buying, remodeling, building, or financing, every Sunday join host Harry Chriest of Kiel Mortgage as he brings together experts to discuss home-related issues. Now back to Own It. Here's your host Harry Chriest of Kiel Mortgage.
So I know half of Seattle is sitting in front of their TVs. We're waiting for the Hawks to come on here in a half hour. Go Hawks! Yeah. Seahawks have been having an amazing last couple of games, and we're really excited about what they're doing for our community, and we wish them all the best of luck today, and hopefully a quick an expedient win, because we definitely want to see them kind of progress through the playoffs. It might be too soon to start talking about playoffs, but I'm going to talk about playoffs anyway. Like the Hawks to go. So enough about the Seahawks. Tammy, I understand you might have an open house today. Is that correct?
I do have an open house today on Mercer Island from 1 to 4 today. Come join me. It's a gorgeous home in Groveland. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that area, but west side of Mercer Island. It's a 5-bedroom, 5 1/4 bath, and absolutely gorgeous. Lives so well. So if you're looking for anything on the west side of Mercer Island or Mercer Island in general, come see us today.
What's the address for the property?
The address is 5702 80th Avenue Southeast. It's right across from the Groveland Beach Park.
Oh, wow. Gorgeous house.
Yeah.
Really light and bright. Has a lot of open floor plan.
And beach rights without having to pay for it.
And
so
beach
that's
rights.
nice.
Nothing wrong with the little beach rights.
Absolutely.
That kitchen reminds me of a kitchen that I know and love very well. So that's beautiful. I mean, it's kind of like a farmhouse. I mean, it's really not a farmhouse, but well, kind of like that, gray and white.
A very Nantucket feel. They've redone the inside, so it's really nice and bright and white, and yet they've kept the structure and the character of the home. Which is great. The building is top quality, and you can't get any better than this. So
yeah, beautiful house.
Perfect for any family.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'd like to talk a little bit about a group that's near and dear to Kiel Mortgage's heart. And that's Toys for Tots, Marine Corps Toys for Tots. We're going to do an annual fundraising, and we'd like to get the KOMO listeners to help out with Toys for Tots this year. So you can actually bring a toy down to the Kiel Mortgage office where we have boxes there. And I'd like to come, well, let's see. Let's take line 5 here real quick. Can we go to line 5? George, are you there?
Yes, I am, Harry.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Good. So did you call in to talk about Toys for Tots?
Yes, I can speak to Toys for Tots in Pierce County. I can't speak for everybody else, but I can give a general overview for everything.
Yeah, fantastic. So what kind of donations does Toys for Tots take for kids? I mean, obviously Kiel is going to have boxes for Toys for Tots, and we want to be a site where people can drop them off. But what type of toys are you looking for?
Well, we're looking for any toys from an infant up to 13-year-olds, both boys and girls, of course. And the infant to 3-year-old is not really gender specific because it's they can play with both sides. But what we're really looking for is the infant to 3-year-old, because we're light on those, and girls from 11 to 13, because it's kind of hard to find something if you want to do makeup kits, that sort of stuff. That's great. Personal hygiene stuff. Same thing for the boys. But what we take are new, unwrapped toys. We will not take anything that looks like a weapon. No guns, no knives, no nunchucks, anything of that sort, or no food items.
So no food items, nothing specific like that. So unwrapped toys, and folks, you can drop those off at the Kiel Mortgage down in Renton. So we're off of 604 Oakdale Avenue Southwest, and we're gonna try to take as many donations as we can. You can also email me at the office at harry@kielmortgage.com if you're having trouble trying to bring the toys to the Renton office. We'd be happy to send someone by the house to pick those up. And any donation that you can give for Toys for Tots is going to be a fantastic opportunity for the kids in the Pacific Northwest region. So George, stay on the line with us real quick, and let's talk a little bit about more Toys for Tots here in a few segments. So stay on the line, and I'm going to come right back to you, okay? All right, let's go to break. Folks, the number to the show is 844-44-OWN-IT.
KOMO News. We've got you covered on everything from husky season to the divisive midterm elections. We'll keep you up to date on issues that impact you. Stay connected. Stay informed. KOMO News 1000, FM 97.7. Streaming live at KOMOnews.com. KOMO News 1000, FM 97.7. The Northwest's only 24-hour news station.
The man accused of shooting to death 11 people, wounding 6 others yesterday at a Pittsburgh synagogue is himself in fair condition at a hospital, say local officials in the past hours. Robert Bowers with several gunshot wounds. Pittsburgh City Council member Erica Strasburger on the Squirrel Hill neighborhood where the massacre took place.
We had outpouring of support, not just from the Jewish community, but from the Muslim community, the Islamic Center of Pittsburgh, the Hispanic and Latino community.
I'm Pete Combs in Pittsburgh. Bob Jones, special agent in charge of the Pittsburgh field office at the FBI, says the police officers who confronted Bowers saved lives.
Had Bowers made it out of that facility, there is a strong possibility that additional violence would have occurred.
Bowers is hospitalized now with multiple gunshot wounds. Mayor Bill Peduto says his city will overcome this tragedy.
We have been knocked down, and we've found ways to stand back up, and we've always done it in one way. So working together.
Pete Combs in Pittsburgh. I'm Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Stay connected. Stay informed. KOMO News.
KOMO News time now, 9:31. It is cloudy again in Seattle, 52 degrees. I'm Ryan Harrison for Mark Christopher with the top local stories from the KOMO 24/7 News Center. That mass shooting in Pittsburgh strikes a nerve for the Jewish community in Seattle. It went through a hate-related tragedy back in 2006 at the Jewish Federation. More from KOMO's Suzanne Fawn.
Extra police patrols keep a close eye on Temple de Hirsch Sinai. Regular security at the synagogue, even more vigilant safety remains key.
When you live through such a tragedy, you never outgrow it. It never really heals.
Nancy Greer was not there, but she remembers that terrifying day that played out at the Jewish Federation Seattle offices in Belltown.
There were 5 people injured. 1 was murdered. What happened in Pittsburgh obviously is unbelievable.
Every year, Jewish Federation Seattle holds a service on the anniversary of that tragedy to honor those shot and remember the life lost. Greer says the latest alleged hate crime underscores the need for the community to come together. Meanwhile, the FBI says it has not received any threats to local synagogues here, and it says anyone with information about threats should contact the FBI.
That's KOMO's Suzanne Fawn reporting. Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkin and Police Chief Carmen Best released a joint statement that says their hearts are with those impacted by that tragedy in Pittsburgh. Bloodworks Northwest has sent 37 units of Type O blood to Pittsburgh to help, but that means they now need more. So if you'd like to donate, you can call Bloodworks to find the location nearest you. They especially need Type O blood, but all donations can save lives. You will only have 6 weeks to sign up for health insurance under the Affordable Care Act when open enrollment starts November 1st. It is the shortest open enrollment period in the history of Obamacare, and because it's so short, King County Public Health is offering assistance with the sign-up process. Public Health's Daphne Pye says if you think you can't afford insurance even under Obamacare, they'll look at your options.
For example, we know the Bronze plan has the highest deductibles, but it has a lower out-of-pocket. In every plan that someone chooses, we want to point to that they're going to get preventative health care. They're going to get the annual physical.
Now, the county is holding events where you can get help with enrollment all over the county, and there is a calendar of them essentially every day through that sign-up period. You can find that at King County Health, their website, and they also have what they call navigators who can help you through the process. KOMO News time now, 9:34. KOMO AAA traffic. We bring it to you every 10 minutes on the 4s. We'll check your drive again with Dylan Holt.
Well, things are looking good out there on the road so far this Sunday, despite all of the wet weather we've been having. You are going to want to watch out for puddling out there on the roadways, especially the highways, as chances of hydroplaning do increase in some areas as rain will continue to fall in some areas. There is a crash on State Route 99 southbound currently inside of the Battery Street Tunnel that's blocking the right lane. Now, that's southbound, so if you're heading in that direction, you should definitely watch out. Really, you should watch out heading in either direction into the Battery Street Tunnel, as that crash is going to slow things down in both directions. I-5 north and southbound, though, in and out of Seattle are moving along nicely, and I-90 east and westbound is looking clear as well. Travel time from Everett to Seattle Seattle on I-5 is around 30 minutes, while SeaTac to Seattle on I-5 is closer to 15. Our next KOMO traffic at 9:44. I'm Dylan Holt.
Thanks, Dylan. Theron's on in the KOMO Forecast Center.
Plenty of showers across western Washington, if not plain old rainy in your neighborhood today. Temperatures, they're going to be in the mid-50s, gusty winds 15 to 20 miles an hour, and the possibility of the rumble of thunder out there. So is that active enough for you on a fall day? Over the next couple days, we'll keep it mid-50s on Monday, mostly cloudy, showers at times, and just plain old wet. Consistent rain Tuesday and Halloween. In the KOMO Weather Center, Theron's on KOMO News.
Yeah, right now, cloudy skies and 52 in Seattle.
You're listening to Own It. Buying, viewing, remodeling, or moving, this show is for you. Here's your host of Own It, Harry Chriest of Kiel Mortgage.
Well, welcome back, Seattle. Thanks for listening to the Own It show from 9 to 11 on Sundays. Let's go back to George on line 5. George, are you there?
Yeah.
Hey, George, thanks again for calling in. Hey, I really want to talk, and I just want to thank you for being a part of the Kiel Mortgage attempt at helping the Marine Corps Toys for Tots program. I think it's an important program that everyone in the community should get involved with. Tell me, can you talk to me a little bit about how the program started?
Oh, sure. Back in 1947, in the Los Angeles area, we had a reserve major by the name of Bill Hendricks. His wife gave him a toy that she made and said, find an organization that would give this to a child at Christmas time if the child had to be in need. Well, Bill went to work that day, and he looked through his Rolodex and everything else he had, phone books, and could not find an organization that would do that. So he went home that night and told Diane that he couldn't find an organization. She looked at him, looked at the toy, and said, create one. So
that was
that's
it.
how we got started.
Interesting.
That was it.
Yeah.
So Bill went into his reserve unit that weekend and saw his CO and said, I would like to do this and use the Marines to collect new toys. And at that time, they were taking used toys and refurbishing those that they could. Well, that first year, they collected and distributed 5,000 toys to children in need in the Los Angeles area. So come along about early 1948, the Commandant of the Marine Corps, Clifton Cates, had a report on his desk about this the toy drive, and he looked at it and said, Marines, kids, toys, what could go wrong? So he said that made that an official program of the Marine Corps Reserve. So from that one unit in 1947 to today, we have 809 local organizations throughout the United States that are collecting toys and distributing them to children in need. Now, since 1947, we have collected 548 million toys and distributed, give them out to children in need, 251 million.
Wow!
So
amazing.
It's been going for a long time, and Bill Hendricks himself was in the entertainment industry as an executive there. So we've had many famous spokesmen by him asking. That was like John Wayne, Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra, Brooke Shields, Billy Ray Cyrus.
Is Harry Chriest in that list? No. Sorry. Not so famous. That's okay. Just a radio host on a Sunday mortgage show. Hey, I just want to say thank you for your, assistance with setting this up at Kiel. Obviously, we want to try to bring in as many toys as we can for kids, and that's kind of what our hope is, that the KOMO listeners will drop off and donate, obviously, but you can also donate online, right? I mean, there's a whole program that people can go on to, like I think it's the Marine Toys for Tots website, correct?
Yes, it's www.toysfortots.org, and then go to the drop-down menus, because you have one for receive a toy or find out about your local campaign, and the drop-down will take you by state and then by, in this case, counties of Washington. Hit Pierce, and it'll take you to our local website there. and it shows all the information you need to receive a toy, to donate a toy, or even make a monetary donation.
Yeah, folks, I know it's the end of October and we're heading into the holiday season, so now is the time to kind of get started. And any donation that you can make to this organization would be greatly appreciated, both on behalf of us and everyone else involved with the community. So I think it's a fantastic organization. I'm really excited, George, to be kind of helping you out with that and working on that, and really look forward to filling up those boxes full of toys for the kids this holiday season. So I want to say thank you, and thank you for your service, and appreciate everything you do for the community. So
you're very welcome. I enjoy every moment of it.
All right. Thanks again for calling in. Okay, folks, we got to go to break. Number to the show is 844-44-OWN-IT. That's 844-44-OWN-IT.
Be sure to listen to Own It on KOMO News 1000, FM 97.7, when host Harry Chriest of Kiel Mortgage and his panel discuss the lack of affordable housing in the Seattle area and how the Home Advantage Down Payment Assistance Lending Program could help you. It's a show you won't want to miss. Own It, the Northwest premier home and land program, every Sunday morning from 9 to 11 on KOMO News. Presented by Kiel Mortgage, an equal housing lender and your home lending partner for life. CL 53969.
KOMO News. It's the largest parade of its kind west of the Mississippi. Saturday, November 10th at 11 a.m. Honor and celebrate our veterans and active military at Auburn's 53rd Annual Veterans Parade. Main Street will be filled with military units, veteran marching groups, honor guards, antique military vehicles, over 25 marching bands, and more. Stop by the exhibit showcase to touch and tour military vehicles. Bring the family, friends, and your flags to Auburn's 53rd Annual Veterans Parade with KOMO News.
It's cold outside, and if you're noticing it's taking forever to heat your home, there are cold spots in certain rooms, your furnace turns off and on a lot, or it never stops, or maybe your energy bill is just way too high. These are all warning signs that your home needs a blanket. There may be something wrong with your insulation, which means not only are you uncomfortable in your own home, but you could be wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars a year in lost energy. Call Insulation Northwest today, and we'll send one of our professionals to give you a fast, free energy inspection to determine if there is a problem. And if there is a problem, we can fix it fast. Most jobs are completed in one day. But if your home's blanket is fine, we'll tell you and never sell you something you don't need. You have nothing to lose. The inspection is free and only takes about an hour and could save you thousands. Keep the heat in, the cold out, and your energy bill low. Call Insulation Northwest today. Insulation Northwest, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Take it from Tom Turner. If your diesel pickup truck struggles where it used to run free, you need Plateau Diesel Performance in Enumclaw. 844-6-DIESEL, PlateauDiesel.com.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Give a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! Is now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Well, things are looking good out there on the road so far this Sunday, despite all of the wet weather, but you are going to want to watch out for puddling out there on the roadways as it continues to rain in some areas today. There's also a crash on State Route 99 southbound in the Battery Street Tunnel, blocking the right lane, slowing things down there as it is causing a distraction. I-5 north and southbound in and out of Seattle are moving along nicely, and I-90 east and westbound is looking clear as well. Travel time from Everett to Seattle on I-5 is around 30 minutes, while SeaTac to Seattle on I-5 is closer to 15. Our next KOMO traffic at 9:54. I'm Dylan Holt.
It's going to be a blustery day around western Washington. The showers continue, if not plain old rainy out there. Gusty winds between 15 and even 20 miles an hour. You might even hear the rumble thunder this afternoon with some active weather moving through. Temps today, mid-50s. Tomorrow, also mid-50s. Mostly cloudy. Showers at times on Monday, but a few breaks here or there. Now, it's Tuesday and Wednesday. We ramp up the rain. And, of course, Wednesday being Halloween, make sure the kids' costumes are waterproof. In the KOMO Weather Center, Theron's on KOMO News.
Stay connected. Stay informed. Now back to Own It. Buying, viewing, remodeling, or moving, this show is for you. Here's your host of Own It, Harry Chriest of Kiel Mortgage.
Thanks, Theron. So Theron's going to earn his money, I think, here in the next couple of days with all the crazy weather that we're going to have in the Seattle market. But let's change topics here and kind of go into listings and things. So, ladies, what do you, when you're listing a property, what do you guys typically go? What's a normal thing that a consumer can look forward to hearing from a professional real estate agent about how to list the house? Is there anything special that anyone does, Mindy?
Yes, Harry. Mindy Hibbard, John L. Scott. So typically when I meet with a seller, we talk about price, promotion, and presentation. So how do we price the home, meaning how do we position it in the market? Are we just curious about what the home's going to sell for, pricing it high and just sitting and seeing what we'll get for the home? Are we going to price it competitive, meaning at market value, and target the goal and reach it? Or are we going to price it compelling, under market, and try to create this bidding situation? Also, counseling a seller comes down to really saying, okay, hey, a home has to be ready market day one. So we've got things like decluttering, painting, carpet cleaning or replacement. Really just having the house say, pick me, is ultimately a huge part of the end goal.
Yeah, that's key, right? Pick me.
Yes, it has to
Buy
say
me,
pick me.
Right?
Yeah. And
exactly.
Harry, I totally agree with Mindy. I mean, especially in today's market, it's very, temperamental, and it's, we don't know where it's going to go. It is important that your house is ready. It is important that it's presented well, because there's a lot of options out there for our buyers. So yours has to stand out.
Yeah, I think what Mindy was alluding to, that there's a certain process that you have to take a interested seller through, but more important than that, it is so key, right, to price the property appropriately, or else you know what it's going to do? It's just going to sit there. And sitting there is not a good thing, right? I mean, that's the reality of it. So how do you guys go about that? I mean, do you do a comparative market analysis? Are you guys all just resident experts in that area specifically, or what does that look like to a client?
I think this is Chriest Saffel. I think right now pricing is more important than ever. That's sort of just, I've been saying that on repeat for the last 60 days. And I think it's important a lot of times we used to go 6 months back about what's happening in the area. I think right now you need to go 30 days back at the most to see what's happening, because it's changing so much since June. And you just really, really have to price it appropriately. Ultimately, it is the seller's decision where we would like to price a home. All I can do is provide them with data and information and comparables. And then it's their choice. And I can say, hey, I can support your home value at here, and I think this is where we need to be to set you up for a successful sale. But it's ultimately your decision, And I think those right now sellers have expectations. Hopefully, I think that's going to get corrected, where it's like, hey, we list my house for this and it's going to sell for that.
I think some sellers have amnesia right now because they're thinking about, their neighbor sold for X amount of dollars a few months ago, so my house must be worth that.
It's always the neighbor's house. It's always they did this. So it's like, no. Right. But so I always tell people, if there's a certain amount you feel you have to sell your house for, we need to start there, because I can't list it for less than that and just expect it to go, for that price.
Another key factor, too, Mindy Hibbard here. Another key factor, too, is timing. What is the seller's threshold on timing? So keeping all of that in mind on how quickly they want to accomplish the goal.
Would you three list a house right now?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah. Everybody would? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So everyone kind of agrees that actually it's a good time for a buyer. I mean, the reality is, even though there's a glut of inventory, it's not a glut, but there's a lot more inventory than there typically was a few, 3-4 months back. The reality there is that there's more options for buyers currently in the market. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Agreed.
I still don't think there's a bad time to list your home in this area. I mean, there's a slowdown, but there's still, it's not a bad time. The buyers are still out there. So, but it is important to have an agent who really can present your home to the best. So that involves stage. I have a team of people I work with. So, once we sign that listing paperwork, I just take over if they let me. And I bring in my stagers, my painters, all of that sort of thing. Window washers. I mean, I've got it.
Yes,
I've got my
yeah.
team. And then I just go with it, and it shows typically really well, and we get it sold.
Tammy, do you guys do staging as well, or?
We do staging. Yeah, I like Carissa. I have my group of people I work with and my team, and they just come in and get the job done. I think for a lot of sellers, it's overwhelming to think about what they have to do to prepare their house for market.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, as real estate agents, we're there to support them, to take that stress off of them, to make it as seamless of a process as possible. And that's our job.
Right.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a stressful thing.
Mindy, what about you guys? Do you do staging too as
yes,
well? Yeah.
we definitely stage. There's times where landscapers need to come in. Just the house really needs to, again, say, pick me. And I think really sellers need to be empowered by the fact that there are serious buyers out in November and December. The week between Christmas and New Year's, people are shopping, they're on vacation and looking into even the new year.
All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about what you need to do next to get your house on the market and get it priced appropriately and ready for the sales to come on in. So, folks, the number to the show is 844-44-OWN-IT. That's 844-44-OWN-IT.
If you're listening to this show, you're our customer. Jim Friedman here from Metropolitan Appliance, Seattle's leading dealer of major appliances for over 60 years. Remodeling, developing, dream home, flipping? Let Metropolitan Appliance take you from selection through ordering, delivery, and installation. Our sales professionals and delivery crew are known throughout the area as the most complete solution to your appliance needs. See us today on First Avenue South in Soto or on the web at metropolitanappliance.com. Metropolitan Appliance, the only appliance store you'll ever need.
Are you going to watch scary movies all alone this Halloween? When you hear random noises around the house, do you suspect ghosts must be behind it? That's one way to get through spooky season. The other way is much more fun. Adopt a cat at Seattle Humane in Bellevue this weekend. They're perfect reassuring company for scary movie time. And at least you'll know who those late night noises belong to. For responsible adopters, adoption fees will be waived for cats 1 year and up this weekend, with discounted fees on kittens. See Adoptable Household Guardians at seattlehumane.org.
Hey, it's Manda Factor. The other day, my daughter and I went to the historic Seattle waterfront and Miners Landing. It is absolutely beautiful. We started with a ride on the Seattle Great Wheel, the best way to see all of the iconic sites in Seattle. I was just hanging out with my beautiful 7-year-old daughter, snuggling on the seat, and I just thought, gosh, I am so proud to call this city home. After the wheel, what do you know? The crab pot is right there as you get off the wheel, and the servers come out with these huge stainless steel bowls of the most delectable seafood you've ever had. 3 different kinds of crab, shrimp, red potatoes. They put the paper down and just dump all of the food right on your table. It's a free-for-all. It's really fun. And it was so delicious. In addition to that, there are so many other options on the menu. It's perfect. With the crab pot and the Seattle Great Wheel and so many fun attractions, Miners Landing is just a wonderful part of our city.
Stop crime before it happens to you. Don't trust your security and valuables to a so-called security system in a box, ordered sight unseen, with grainy video, constant signal timeouts, and no customer service. I'm Jim Fuda, Director of Law Enforcement Services for Crime Stoppers of Puget Sound. With over 35 plus years in law enforcement, I've seen thousands of good people in their homes or business who were burglarized, robbed, assaulted, or worse. I recommend the security experts at 25/7 Protection in Tukwila. 10,000 square feet of cutting-edge security solutions specializing in driveway alerts, pulsing lights, and high-definition security cameras. Be instantly alerted on your mobile device when someone is outside your home or business. Automatically, pulsing lights flash. Using the mobile PA system or loud siren, stop them instantly before they get inside. 25/7 Protection security cameras start at $29. Driveway alerts, $39. Don't wait until it's too late. Get protected today. Visit 25/7 Protection in Tukwila.
For complete KOMO News 1000 FM 97.7 contest rules, go to KOMONews.com, highlight radio, and click on Radio Contest Rules.
KOMO News.
Well, things are looking good out there on the road so far this Sunday, despite all of the wet weather we've been having. You are still going to want to watch out for puddling out on the roadways, even as the sun comes out today, as the rain will continue to come down in some areas, making that risk of hydroplaning still out there and about. I-5 north and southbound, though, in and out of Seattle are moving along nicely, as well as I-90 east and westbound looking clear as well. Travel time from Everett to Seattle on I-5 is currently around 30 minutes, while SeaTac to Seattle on I-5 is closer to 15. Our next KOMO traffic at 10:04. I'm Dylan Holt.
Plenty of rain around western Washington today. You might even get a thunder shower during the afternoon. Gusty winds as well at times. Temperatures, they're going to be in the mid-50s. Making our way through the next couple days. Showers at times under mostly cloudy skies on Monday. Mid-50s once again. And very wet Tuesday and Halloween. In the KOMO Weather Center, I'm Theron Zahn, KOMO News.
You're listening to Own It. Here's your host of Own It, Harry Chriest of Kiel Mortgage.
So, welcome back, folks. Looks like we have a phone call coming in there. Let's go to that line right there. Hi, this is Harry with Kiel and the group. How are you? Are you there, Don?
Pretty good.
Don,
pretty good.
So it's Don, correct?
Yeah, Don Lesky.
Hey, Don. So what's your question today?
Well, the question is, why not tell owners that there's no time that's a bad time to sell a house if they're prepared to show it all the time and be show ready?
Right.
Because, here's the thing. There are bad times market-wise, but if it's properly shown and owner's willing to bear with it, they could do it anytime. But if they don't want to do that, then they need to be more picky as to the market time they put their house up for sale.
Yeah, Don brings up a good point. I think that's actually perfect. Are you in the real estate market there, Don? I mean, are you a realtor at all, or what do you do for a living?
I am.
Oh, awesome.
I own 2 real estate brokerages in Lakewood.
Right on.
One specializes in rentals. We have about 500 rentals, plus we sell 10 homes a month.
Wow.
Great.
Wow, that's a busy.
Yeah.
Very busy. Yeah. So obviously, what are you seeing? Yeah, what are you seeing in the market? Are you talking to clients about coming on, now, or are you telling them to wait, or what are your thoughts?
Well, it's definitely right now still it's a buyer's market actually, but in our area over here in Pierce County, there's the inventory's a little bit low.
Right.
However, the thing is with buyers, buyers want a house that's ready to go. I'll tell you that right now. It's got to be turnkey ready. You can't leave the yard, the landscaping, anything left to do. They want it ready to go, and they're willing to pay a premium price if it's nice and ready to go.
Mm-hmm. So Don's bringing up a good point.
In a poor neighborhood.
Yeah, in Pierce County, I mean, that's been actually one of the hottest areas of the Puget Sound region, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the reality there is that Don's seeing that on a day-to-day basis. But like you said, you do have to be ready to go. I mean, the reality is that it's no longer okay to have a messy house as you list it
Your
for sale.
first impression is everything.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to show up to a date dressed like a slob.
Right.
And expect a second one.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, you've always got
Go ahead, Don. What'd you say?
It doesn't matter what the neighbors can look good or bad. Doesn't matter. As long as your property that you're selling is sweet. It's got to be spanked.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's what...
I agree, Don. I mean, I think that's where preparation and really talking to your clients about that comes into play. Make sure they know that the house has to be ready. It has to be able to be seen in our notice,
Yeah.
And again, touring a home is an experience as well. So if you can create that from a seller standpoint.
Go ahead, Don.
I have an interesting point to make. Interesting point. Sellers will pay up above market value. I don't care what a comp's for. You can sell it $40,000-$50,000 over comp. No kidding. If the buyer is willing to pay premium price because it's so nice compared to the neighbors, or for whatever reason, maybe it's got granite countertops where it didn't before. The neighbors have granite. You should have granite.
Yeah.
It's got to be turnkey,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Don, hey, I want to.
It's a funny thing.
Hey, Don, I want to thank you for your call. I really appreciate that. We got to go to national news. So Don brings up some fantastic points that we're going to talk about a little bit more after the break. Folks, the number to the show is 844-44-OWN-IT. Give us a call. Thanks.
The following program is paid for by the advertiser and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of KOMO management and staff.
KOMO News welcomes Own It, where experts in real estate provide valuable insights to those looking to buy, sell, or finance a home. Featuring Chriest of Kiel Mortgage, lending their neighbors a hand for over 30 years. Buying, viewing, remodeling, or moving, this show is for you. Now, here's the host of Own It, Chriest of Kiel Mortgage.
Well, hour number 1 in the books, hour number 2 on the way. So I'm sure nobody is listening to this show because the Seahawks just kicked off a few minutes ago. But anyway, I am glad to have you guys in studio.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So for the 1% that's not listening or whatever, here we go.
Lighten up the phone lines.
So let's talk about presentation and getting a house listed. Obviously, there's a lot of things you want to do, right? You want to make your house as inviting as it possibly can. You want to welcome buyers. You want to make it sparkle. You want to start packing, right? What other sort of things are people doing when they first list a property? Go ahead.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So Mindy Hibbard, John L. Scott. So I think it's important for sellers to be looking at, are there any lendable items on their property that they know about? Maybe peeling paint. What does their crawl space look like? Is it free of rodents? Their attic space, do they have any roof leaks? Things like that, to understand in advance prior to an inspection what they could be looking at.
Good point, Mindy. I think so, especially for FHA loans. You don't want to have any type of peeling paint whatsoever. You want to have your hot water heater strapped into the property. That's a big thing. And then the other is to just make sure you have carbon monoxide detectors on both floors. A lot of people miss that. So if you're doing an FHA loan or you're thinking you're going to make the house available for FHA, make sure those things are taken care of. But what other sorts of things, Tammy?
You know, I mean, we always say the basic things like Mindy mentioned earlier, decluttering. Really getting your house to a point where someone can walk in and they can feel like that could be their future home. Mm-hmm. So get as many personal items out of the house so that people can feel like this is a place where they belong. Sometimes, depending on the house, a nice fresh paint job, or if the carpets need to be replaced, those are options always. I ask my clients always, what do they want to do? And then what is needed?
I think the one of the most important things is the front of the house. The front door specifically.
Yeah.
First impression.
Yeah. So if those locks are busted, fix them.
Absolutely.
If your door is not painted, paint it. That's the first initial impression that people have. And agents always, they'll say, oh, you're not going to believe this house. It took me 5 minutes to get into it. The locks were so messed up that I couldn't even open the thing, right?
Yes.
So on and on and on it goes.
And here, that even comes down to, are they maintaining their house? It has to look like you maintain your house.
Right.
It's taking down cobwebs. It's keeping the landscaping updated. It's, making sure there's no cracks in the foundation.
So it's all those, little small things that need to be taken care of. But what sort of big things do clients need to do? Mindy?
I think address deficiencies or the concept of deferred maintenance, because if there's something deferred in maintenance that's completely visible, the buyer's naturally going to ask themselves what else is, the seller not maintained in their ownership.
And I think especially now, because before, in the last year or two, people were doing pre-inspections or waiving inspections completely. So now buyers are doing inspections. So it's important to have all the deferred maintenance taken care of. So
absolutely.
Your furnace serviced. If your hot water tank is, over 10 years old, you need to replace it, or 15.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I swear I know that. Don't quiz me.
Yeah, that's all good. Last Thanksgiving, last Thanksgiving, a night before Thanksgiving, our hot water heater blew.
That's how it always
goes. And we were
goes.
having like 50 people at the, not 50, but I think like 30 people at the house. And it was one of those things where I bought the house and I thought to myself, okay, well, make a mental note. I got to go fix that, right? Or replace it. And of course, the night before Thanksgiving, my wife was like, Harry, have you gone to the garage? I'm like, what's going on in the garage? She goes, there's water everywhere. I'm like, oh no.
So
Harry, you're in trouble.
Oh man, it was a mess. And that, she was just distraught.
Didn't we talk about replacing that hot water tank?
Oh, and we did dishes. I mean, we had it was just something else. But yeah, get the small things done. and to be honest, a hot water heater wasn't really a small thing. I wasn't really feeling very affluent at the time, and I think it was $1,000 or whatever to get a new water heater, which also hits your budget hard.
But an inspector will call it out every single time, so you might as well do it.
My inspector did call it out and said, "Don't go too long without taking care of that."
Yeah.
So, we're getting. I guess we got to go to break again. So, folks,
we have to stop talking.
I know. Just all these breaks, folks. Remember
Keep listening.
We'll be right back.
Kiel Mortgage presents Straight Talk about the FHA insured reverse mortgage. It allows people 62 and older to access a portion of their home's equity. It works like any other mortgage, except there are no monthly mortgage payments. That payment is deferred as long as you live in the home. All you pay are property taxes, homeowners insurance, and maintenance costs. Learn how a reverse mortgage can benefit you. Visit KielMortgage.com or call 888-778-KIEL. Kiel Mortgage, your reverse mortgage and home lending partner for life. CL 53969.
Shopping for a new mattress?
At Mattress Depot USA, we get asked all the time, when's the best time to buy?
The answer?
Anytime, but especially now during our anniversary sale.
Get our best prices of the year on Sealy, Serta, and Simmons.
Plus, interest-free financing with approved credit.
But hurry, anniversaries and mattress deals like this come only once a year.
And if you miss ours, you'll be sorry.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
KOMO News. It's the largest parade of its kind west of the Mississippi. Saturday, November 10th at 11 a.m. Honor and celebrate our veterans and active military at Auburn's 53rd Annual Veterans Parade. Main Street will be filled with military units, veteran marching groups, honor guards, antique military vehicles, over 25 marching bands, and more. Stop by the exhibit showcase to touch and tour military vehicles. Bring the family, friends, and your flags to Auburn's 53rd Annual Veterans Parade with KOMO News.
From Pike Place Market to the San Juan Islands, the Space Needle to the Cascades, it's the Sponsor Spotlight, brought to you by Alpine Specialty Cleaning. Alpine Specialty Cleaning, providing carpet cleaning, air duct cleaning, and other cleaning services in the Seattle area. Visit alpineclean.com for a free estimate. That's alpineclean.com. Alpine Specialty Cleaning, a 5-star experience guaranteed since 1969. Managing your money doesn't have to be stressful. With BECU's Money Manager, members can easily keep track of all of their finances, even other accounts at financial institutions, all in one place. Get your finances on track and simplify your life. Find Money Manager and more at becu.org. Northwest tailgate parties start with fresh hot Washington potatoes, topped with Nowly's chili, Tim's Cascade, or Hawaiian kettle chips to add some real crunch. Then enjoy a cold Mike's Hard Lemonade, premium malt beverage. Mike's Hard Lemonade Company, local brands at a store near you. Drink responsibly. All around the sound, the Sponsor Spotlight, brought to you by Alpine Specialty Cleaning.
RV buyers, don't miss the Christmas Comes Early sale at Open Road RV. Take advantage of huge discounts on all the hottest new and used models, including all remaining 2018s. Purchase any new 2019 model and get a $500 gift card. And enter to win a $2,500 Visa card. No purchase necessary. Buy any RV during the sale and get 2 years of roadside assistance and tech support. Plus a 1-year membership to 1,000 Trails that includes 30 nights of free camping. Christmas comes early at Open Road RV, Monroe and Smoky Point, and at OpenRoadRVCenter.com.
Missing Daryl Tuttle in the Boom X Show because of Husky football? Daryl is back on KOMO today from 3 to 5 p.m. The Boom X Show this afternoon at 3 on KOMO News 1000, FM 97.7.
Well, things are looking good out there on the road so far this Sunday, despite all of the wet weather we've been having. But do be sure to watch out for puddling out there on the roads due to all of the rain that we have had and of the little bit of rain that is going to continue to come down today. The right lane of I-405 northbound is currently closed just north of 167 due to water on the road. Now, that's making both 167 and I-405 move a little bit slowly in that area. So if you were going to be around there, you should add some extra time to your commute today. I-5 north and southbound, though, in and out of Seattle are moving along nicely. 990 east and westbound is looking clear as well. Travel time from Everett to Seattle on I-5 is around 30 minutes, while SeaTac to Seattle on I-5 is closer to 15. Our next KOMO traffic at 10:24. I'm Dylan Holt.
It's going to be a blustery day around western Washington. The showers continue, if not plain old rainy out there. Gusty winds between 15 and even 20 miles an hour. You might even hear the rumble of thunder this afternoon with some active weather moving through. Temps today, mid-50s. Tomorrow, also mid-50s, mostly cloudy. Showers at times on Monday, but a few breaks here or there. Now, it's Tuesday and Wednesday. We ramp up the rain, and, of course, Wednesday being Halloween, make sure the kids' costumes are waterproof. In the KOMO Weather Center, Theron's on KOMO News.
Stay connected. Stay informed. Now back to Own It. Here's your host of Own It, Harry Chriest of Kiel Mortgage.
So we started talking about how important it is to come on the market the right way, and we talked a little bit about some staging, obviously fixing broken or repair items that need to be done. Obviously, there's a need for decluttering. I think that would be very important for a house. What about painting? Do you guys recommend painting?
Painting, yes. Painting, I always say, is the biggest bang for your buck.
Yeah.
I always, every listing, paint. Neutral colors. It just makes the biggest difference. It is. So painting is a must.
You want things to be crisp and, to the point where people are,
Yeah, and I can't tell you how many houses you go into and there's a red wall and a teal wall.
No consistency in the color schemes, right?
What is going on? No offense to anybody who has red or teal walls, but when going to list, you just need a really neutral color. So I have a painter I work with, and we have our kind of go-to colors, really, really neutral. And it is biggest bang for your buck.
It gives it that fresh, clean, new look that people are looking for.
Like I said, paint a front door. I mean, it just makes a difference.
Creating a neutral palette that a buyer can come in and say, yes, I can make this my own.
Yeah, the buyer needs to know that they can envision their things in your house, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if they're seeing, strange colors and all that chaos, that maybe that just, makes them feel like, maybe not, right?
Yeah. Right.
So other than that, so painting, obviously fixing up the property as to the best of your ability, obviously. What about decluttering? Is that really important these days?
Absolutely. Yes. For sure.
So
it is.
No hoarder houses? Yeah. So, it's amazing when you walk into some folks' homes and every square inch is used. I mean, stuff in boxes. And what about garages? Do people, especially, obviously there's a lot of women that like clean garages, and men, I'm sure, but there's a reality there that most of the time the guys will pop their head in there and say, okay, I can, I think I can get this, working or see it in their space or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I mean, I tell people that, because it's overwhelming to say you've got to declutter your house, bring it down,
Right.
And I'm okay with people putting a lot of that stuff in the garage to store it. I mean, so that's okay. I think
agree,
people
Carissa.
can visualize what a garage
I went and got
like.
those pods and loaded up, 4 or 5 of those things and shipped them off to the container storage place in the sky or wherever they sat for a while.
Smart,
well,
savvy
really,
move.
Really, Harry, they're going to be moving anyways. So I tell my clients, you know what, you're going to be moving anyways. Let's get as much out as we can, just to open up the house and make it feel like it can be someone else's. So, it's all part of the process, and they're going to be doing anyways. Might as well get started.
Yeah.
And the key is that the inspector in the garage is going to have to get to the electrical panel and the working components in the garage. So we got to make sure that the path is clear to those items.
That's a good point, Mindy. And the reality there is obviously you want your electrical checked out, you want your plumbing to be up to scope, and a lot of people are. Speaking of scopes, they do a lot of plumbing scopes. I don't know what they call that.
Sewer scopes.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's pretty interesting because, sewer is one of the big things that can definitely drain your budget if you don't look out for that, right? So especially with septic and things like that, it's always a good idea. I'm a very big proponent of having consumers take advantage of any of their inspections, right, and their contingencies. I'm not a proponent of clients waiving their contingencies because I think that's silly, and I think that's a disservice to the client overall. I mean, especially when making a large purchase, you want to know, that the house is structurally sound, that there's that they'll be able to live there safe and secure and knowing that things aren't going to break down and things. Now, I'm also a big proponent on having a warranty. I think that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Although sometimes you buy a warranty and then you realize, it didn't cover a darn thing.
Exactly.
My wife's car broke down a couple days ago. And I spent $2,500 for this warranty, and I'm thinking, well, we're good, right? And towed it in, and they're like, yeah,
Surprise.
that's yeah, sorry, doesn't cover any of that stuff. I'm like, are you kidding me? $2,500? Oh my goodness! And of course, you're feeling, sometimes, yeah, you try to do as much as you possibly can to cover yourself, but. The reality there is that sometimes that just doesn't work out. So anyway, enough about that. But so what about cleaning crews, things like that? Do you guys have professional cleaners come in?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, no, like I said, there's a team of people that, I have a team of people that I work with. So it's from a cleaning company, a painter, a stager, a landscaper, a handyman, all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, I mean, all of these things go into presenting the home. So it's all very important, and you'll get some pushback, and you have to be respectful of people have their budgets that they can spend on getting their hair
budget, I'm sure, is a big deal.
Yeah. So we need to sit down and talk about that budget. And my goal is always to keep as much money in my sellers' pockets, but yet still, get the best bang for your bucks, kind of what I say.
Right.
So that's why let's talk about what the budget is, and then let's see which things are really important to do.
It is. Krista brings up a good point. I mean, a lot of sellers don't think about that, but there is costs associated with selling your house.
I think huge costs, and that's what I think people maybe don't realize. And a lot of times, some of these agents, we have to take on some of those costs in order to help get the home sold, which is okay to do. But let's talk about the budget. Let's see what that looks like, and then let's come up with a game plan.
And Chris, one thing that came to my mind when you were talking was when an agent is working with a seller where the home is vacant. I think frequenting that home, stopping by, making sure it's vacuumed, that everything's presentable, things are just buttoned up and taken care of is super important.
Absolutely.
That's a good point, Mindy, because the reality there is, especially if it's vacant, all sorts of things can happen.
Yes, you want to make sure that house stays safe, and that property is watched all the time. Lights are switched on and off, in different rooms.
And you need to stop in. I mean, I've got a listing coming on. I was just at the house yesterday checking on what's going on, doing the final things. We're doing photos on Tuesday. So it's like, okay, we got to be ready to do the photo. So I need to check in on this is what we said we're going to do,
All right, folks, we're going to talk about that and a little bit more. I'm trying to peek over Chris's shoulders to see the Seahawks game.
Is that what you're looking at? I thought you were looking at me the whole time, Harry.
Just watching the Seahawks game. Folks, we'll be right back.
If you're listening to this show, you're our customer. Jim Friedman here from Metropolitan Appliance, Seattle's leading dealer of major appliances for over 60 years. Remodeling, developing, dream home, flipping? Let Metropolitan Appliance take you from selection through ordering, delivery, and installation. Our sales professionals and delivery crew are known throughout the area as the most complete solution to your appliance needs. See us today on 1st Avenue South in Soto or on the web at metropolitanappliance.com. Metropolitan Appliance, the only appliance store you'll ever need.
If you're enrolling in Medicare Part D for 2019, we can help make it easier. Your Fred Meyer and QFC pharmacies offer preferred pharmacy pricing on most major plans, including United Healthcare, Aetna, Express Scripts, and Anthem, with copays as low as $0. Plus, Fred Meyer and QFC offer health and nutrition support and all the delicious foods you need. So if you're choosing a new Medicare Part D plan, we've got you covered. Stop by your Fred Meyer or QFC pharmacy or visit our website for more information.
Hi, this is Dave Sims. There are a few things I share a passion for as much as calling play-by-play of a baseball game, and one of them is driving my new Jaguar E-Pace from Jaguar of Bellevue.
So it's like calling a perfect game.
It's close, but it is the perfect environment for a perfect drive. A unique combination of looks, agility, and dynamic driving.
The state-of-the-art E-Pace is Jaguar's first compact SUV, starting at just under $39,000.
Drive your passion. Test drive the new Jaguar E-Pace. Visit Jaguar of Bellevue and Jaguar of Seattle today.
KOMO News. It's the largest parade of its kind west of the Mississippi. Saturday, November 10th at 11 a.m. Honor and celebrate our veterans and active military at Auburn's 53rd Annual Veterans Parade. Main Street will be filled with military units, veteran marching groups, honor guards, antique military vehicles, over 25 marching bands, and more. Stop by the exhibit showcase to touch and tour military vehicles. Bring the family, friends, and your flags to Auburn's 53rd Annual Veterans Parade with KOMO News.
Who does Tom Turner recommend for automotive paint and collision repair?
Automotive Images. For 25 years, doing perfect bodywork and paint work.
AutomotiveImagesINC.com.
Well, things are looking good out there on the road so far this Sunday. Despite all of the wet weather we've been having these past couple of days, you are still going to want to watch for puddling on the roadways as it continues to rain in some places today, and that risk of hydroplaning is still out there. The right lane of I-405 northbound is currently closed just north of 167 due to water on the road. Now, that's making that area, both for I-405 and 167, a little slow going, more than usual. So if you're planning on being in that area, you should probably add some time to your commute. I-5 north and southbound, though, in and out of Seattle are moving along nicely, and I-90 east and westbound is looking clear as well. Travel time from Everett to Seattle on I-5 is around 30 minutes, while SeaTac to Seattle on I-5 is closer to 15. Our next KOMO traffic at 10:34. I'm Dylan Holt.
Plenty of rain around western Washington today. You might even get a thunder shower during the afternoon. Gusty winds as well at times. Temperatures, they're going to be in the mid-50s. Making our way through the next couple days. Showers at times under mostly cloudy skies on Monday. Mid-50s once again. And very wet Tuesday and Halloween. In the KOMO Weather Center, I'm Theron Zahn, KOMO News.
Now, back to Own It. Here's your host of Own It, Harry Chriest of Kiel Mortgage.
So if you haven't gotten pre-approved for a purchase, I think it's a good idea that you do that. A lot of banks and credit unions and mortgage companies such as ourselves obviously provide a service, and that service is to help you get to the next level, right? Get pre-approved. But beyond that, I mean, you really want to try to get pre-underwritten if that is at all a possibility. If you're really in the market, you want to have your bank statements looked at. You want your W-2s to be reviewed. You need to have your pay stubs gone over, right? So obviously the debt-to-income analysis that occurs with the mortgage, there's a lot of things that are happening. It's a moving approval, and you definitely want to have your ducks in a row. So get pre-approved, and if anything, you really want to get pre-underwritten, give us a call at Kiel. We'd be happy to help out with that. So let's see. Let's talk about purchase and sale contracts and kind of what can go wrong with those. I mean, there's a lot of things that can go wrong in a purchase and sale environment, but there's a lot of things that can go right. And I think if an agent is prepared and the clients are prepared, things just go a lot more smoother, right? I mean, from the beginning.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think it's really important that it's laid out the timelines, or the deadlines of these contingencies, so everybody understands, when you're hitting those, that, earnest money is due. This is your inspection deadline, because if you miss that, then your earnest money is at risk. So that's our job as a buyer's agent, to be protecting our client and their earnest money. So yeah, Jamie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. That's why, the communication with your clients is key. Constantly keeping them up to date on when things are due, checking in to make sure they know, not the day of, not an hour before, but they see the timeline beforehand, and you're constantly making them updated on when they're due.
Communication is everything. You cannot over-communicate.
Right.
Absolutely.
You really can't.
I think the best agents, or the most prominent agents, are agents that are constantly in communication, both with the lender, with and you also want to work with the lender that's going to be picking up their phone and kind of walking you through, and also trying to get to you right away about potential issues coming down the pike. I mean, most of the times things happen around inspections, or if there's a finance contingency that suddenly blows up right at the last moment. So those type of things do happen, but the more you can prepare, the more you can pre-qualify a client up front, is typically very useful, especially when dealing with the financing side of it.
Well, that's why, again, the communication. If you can get ahead of a problem, then let's solve the problem. I think part of my job as an agent is problem solving. Whatever they are, you got to solve that. What is the problem? Now let's address it. Now let's fix it. Let's keep moving forward. But you have to have that open communication with the lenders, with with everybody involved in this transaction. There needs to be open communication and honest communication. You don't want any surprises that, the financing was going south. Oh, I didn't know. The lender didn't tell me.
How are we supposed to know that?
So again, but if we have those good relationships, working relationships, then we can just all work together. It is a team effort to see a transaction from beginning to close.
Yeah. I mean, part of your favorite thing as a mortgage person is hearing, your file's clear to close, right? So that's always a good thing.
Right.
because you're, working, it's amazing if you charged per hour or whatever what the fee would be.
Right. We don't want to run those numbers, Harry.
You don't want to run those numbers, but you just add up hours and hours and hours. And, as far as an educational standpoint, I believe a lot about mortgages is education. And, I don't really care that clients do loans or not do loans. That's not the point. The point is if they get education and they know exactly what type of loan products that are out there available for them, then they're going to make the best educated decision for their family, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Each mortgage company is different. But if anything, you want to get as much education about a certain product. I mean, doing a VA loan versus an FHA loan versus a USDA loan, there's all sorts of different things that kind of come up with the qualifying of those. So, so let's talk a little bit about programs and things like that in the next segment. Folks, the number to the show is 844-44-OWN-IT. But I'm sure everyone's watching the Seahawks. So anyway,
call us.
Call us. Right. We'll be right
we
back.
want your questions.
KOMO News 1000, FM 97.7, the Northwest's only 24-hour news station.
He's hospitalized with gunshot wounds from police officers and may tomorrow have an audio-video link from his hospital bedside for his first court appearance. The man accused in the Pittsburgh synagogue shooting massacre, Robert Bowers. Some survivors say training on how to respond to active shooters may have saved their lives. Homeland Security Secretary Chriest Nielsen on Fox News Sunday.
We've trained over 900,000 officials throughout the country. We will continue to do that.
President Trump says anti-Semitic attacks must stop. Congressman Adam Schiff, California Democrat, on the rise of anti-Semitic attacks documented by the Anti-Defamation League, FBI, and Homeland Security, says rhetoric from U.S. leaders divides the country.
Unprecedented explosion of anti-Semitism doesn't happen of its own. It happens because it's fed.
Schiff on CNN's State of the Union, a law enforcement official, says that the alleged synagogue shooter had a license to carry firearms and legally owned his guns. Chuck Severson, ABC News.
Stay connected. Stay informed. KOMO News.
KOMO News time is now 10:31. It's cloudy and 53 degrees in Seattle. I'm Ryan Harris with the top local stories from the KOMO 24/7 newsroom. A woman's right to make decisions about her reproductive health was the issue on the table this week as Democrat Dr. Kim Schreier and Republican Dino Rossi fight to win the 8th congressional district race. Schreier says she will be a voice for women in the U.S. House.
There are 14 doctors in Congress. 12 of them are Republicans. They all want to defund Planned Parenthood. 2 are Democrats. None are women.
And Rossi says this is just Schreier trying to deflect from what people in his district tell him is their top issue, taxes.
Kim Schreier is trying to hide the fact that she wants to repeal the tax cuts, which is $2,821 out of people's back pockets right there. And, she wants state income tax and 50 cent a gallon gas tax, which won't go to roads, and government take over health care.
Rossi and Schreier are in a tight race to replace retiring Republican Congressman Dave Reichert. The glut of campaign ads you're seeing and hearing aren't always clear about who's behind them, so one Seattle Democrat wants to change the rules. State Senator Reuven Carlyle wants to require full disclosure, like in the case of I-1634, which he says is backed by Big Soda.
This is not about advocating in and of itself a soda tax. This is about advocating the people of Yelm and Wenatchee and Bellingham and Seattle to do what they think is right for them. And I think the most conservative Eastern Washington Republicans should be just as supportive.
Pete Lamb with Teamsters Local 174 says it's not just Big Soda.
The overwhelming majority of the businesses that support I-1634 are businesses of color. And that should say something. They only want to say it's about soda, but it's not.
Lamb also says it's no secret that soda makers are supporting I-1634 because he says opponents have said it publicly from the beginning. Well, weekends are normally time off for most of us, even at the King County Elections Office, but with the election just days away, workers spent their Saturday registering voters.
Elections officials tell us nearly 2,400 new voters have registered in King County alone this month. That is nearly 8 times as many as the last midterm election in 2014.
What's going on in this day and age, it's hard to go through, it's hard to deal with, but I think that it was almost required for everyone to actually wake up and realize maybe our votes do matter and maybe we should go to our elections office and put in our opinions.
King County has already seen more than 209,000 ballots returned. And if you haven't registered to vote yet, Monday is your last chance. Election Day is November 6th. Stay with the KOMO News Network throughout the 2018 midterm election. We have much more on the issues and on the ballot and one-on-one interviews with candidates at KOMOnews.com/politics.
That's KOMO's Michelle Esteban. And remember, KOMO News Radio and KOMO 4 on TV, as well as KOMOnews.com, will have complete election night coverage November 6th. KOMO News Time at 10:34. KOMO AAA traffic. We bring it to you every 10 minutes on the 4s. Here's Dylan Holt.
Well, things are still looking good out there on the road so far this Sunday, despite all the wet weather. Be sure to watch out for puddling out there on the roads as it continues to rain in some areas. There's still a chance of hydroplaning out there. The right lane of I-405 northbound is currently closed just north of 167 due to water on the road. Now, that's making both I-405 and 167 slow in that area, so if you are going to be in that area, you should probably add some time to your commute. I-5 north and southbound, though, in and out of Seattle are moving along nicely. 990 east and westbound is looking clear as well. Travel time from Everett to Seattle on I-5 is around 30 minutes, while SeaTac to Seattle on I-5 is closer to 15. Our next KOMO traffic at 10:44. I'm Dylan Holt.
All right, thanks for that, Dylan. Your forecast, scattered showers today. Probably see some in the afternoon tomorrow. Highs the next couple of days in the mid-50s. The lows overnight in the upper 40s. And the rain will probably come back in time for Halloween, so be ready for that. Right now, cloudy and 54 in Seattle.
You're listening to Own It. Buying, viewing, remodeling, or moving, this show is for you. Here's your host of Own It, Harry Chriest of Kiel Mortgage.
Well, welcome back. The ladies are all scrambling to get their headsets back on here. Welcome back, girls. Where'd you go?
We were watching the Seahawks.
Were you busy?
Touchdown.
Watching the Hawks?
Interesting conversations
Great
out
jokes
there.
going on in this studio.
Between Ryan and Dylan watching out for puddles. I don't know what is going on here in studio today. So
Always entertaining, Harry.
always entertaining. It's been a fun show, though, to
very
be
fun.
perfectly honest, even though the chaos that ensued when we started. So it's all good. So lots happening in the Seattle market. Let's take this little segment here and kind of ask people how they would get a hold of you. Maybe give your information and, how they would reach you guys. Mindy, you want to start with how people would reach you if they want to?
My website is mindyhibbard.com. You could email me, mindyhibbard@johnlscott.com. Phone number 425-350-8893. I also have a branded social media campaign across all channels, so you can reach me via Facebook, Instagram, your choice.
And Tammy Luger here, likewise with Mindy. Obviously, social media handles all across social media. But if you'd like to reach out by email, it's tammy.luger@compass.com or tammylugercompass.com website. Also, phone number 425-765-2050. And I'd love to hear from you. If you didn't get to call in today, just give me a call with any of your questions or email.
Chris?
Yes, you can reach me at Carissa.Saffel, S as in Sam, A-F-F like Frank, E-L, at compass.com. My phone number is 206-406-4541. And then I am also on social media as well, Instagram and Facebook.
I think you guys are all social
we
butterflies.
Are, yes.
Well,
and social media has changed
days.
this industry so much.
It really has.
It has. It really, really has.
You can reach a very diverse audience through social media, which is really what you want. When you have your listing out there, you want every channel to see this listing.
Yeah,
I think, it's important. It's amazing how different and I don't know, just how things have changed with regards to social media. I mean, there was a time when I never really cared one way or the other, to be honest with you. I wasn't on Facebook and Twitter and all that other nonsense. And even today, I still don't really have the time to do all that. I know it's important. And obviously, you want to be as front-facing to your consumer as you possibly can. But for me, I think it's all about education, and education kind of drives what people are trying to do. And I love this format, so it's kind of nice for, Kiel sponsoring the show to have this format.
Absolutely.
And, to talk about, different programs.
I was going to ask you, do you do like first-time buyers seminars?
Yeah, Kiel has a first-time home buyer seminar that we put on, which is coming up in a couple of weeks at Kiel Mortgage in Renton. We do a first-time home buyer. We do a Washington State bond program, which is a great program put on by the Washington State Finance Commission. But that also entails, having a couple loan officers there that are walking through all products, just not Washington State bond, right? Washington State bond has become a very important program, or a tool in the tool belt, so to speak, because they recently raised their income limits from like, I don't know what it was, 75,000 now to like 144. So folks with limited down can actually borrow that from the government directly, and then that sits on the back of their loan until they either refinance or sell the property, but it's typically at a 0% so that they can use that down payment assistance program. And there's some amazing programs in Washington and Pierce County, and different counties have specific programs with regards to Washington State finance. And if you need help on that, give us a call at Kiel at 1-888-778-KIEL. We'd be happy to walk you through that or invite you to the class. The class is free. You do have to take the education to get the certificate, which basically enables you to become eligible for that program. But there's a wealth of information there, from first-time home buyers to, people, vets sometimes come in and they have questions on VA rates, and there's all sorts of different programs, both FHA, conforming, whatever it is available in that program. And Doug's one of our loan officers at Kiel. He puts those on. I don't have time to do those because of the show Sunday. I'm already working 6 days. So it's good that we have some help down there. But, there's never a cost or an obligation to get information or education. So, whether or not you're doing a loan with a big bank or whether or not you're doing it with a different mortgage company, if you want a second opinion or, just a straight up answer with regards to what you're thinking about doing, especially with regards to a purchase or a refinance, just give us a call. It's not about selling you anything. It's about education. And if we can provide that education so you can make an informed choice, then that's what we want to do. So a little passionate about that.
Yeah,
Great. Excellent.
Everyone should be educated on the process.
Yeah.
So looks like the Seahawks scored, so that's good.
Yes, go Hawks.
Go Hawks. Go Hawks. Oh my goodness, my poor son is probably at home going, when is Dad going to get home? So he's like, you're not going to watch the game, right? I'm like, no, yes, I don't know.
That way we can record it now.
Yeah,
we have that option.
I'm excited that they're doing so well. So how are we looking on time? We go okay? All right. So it's amazing, but we got to go right to break here, and then we'll come back in a minute. So we have one or two more segments, and then we're going to wrap things up for the day, but we'll be right back.
Kiel Mortgage knows all about the FHA-insured reverse mortgage and the benefits it offers people 62 and older. First, you may be able to access some of the investment you have in your home. Second, you can continue to live in your home as long as you like, and you could use the money to purchase your next home. How does it work? Get the answers from the company that knows reverse mortgage. Visit KielMortgage.com or call 888-778-KIEL. Kiel Mortgage, your reverse mortgage and home lending partner for life. CL 53969.
RV buyers, don't miss the Christmas Comes Early sale at Open Road RV. Take advantage of huge discounts on all the hottest new and used models, including all remaining 2018s. Purchase any new 2019 model and get a $500 gift card. And enter to win a $2,500 Visa card. No purchase necessary. Buy any RV during the sale and get 2 years of roadside assistance and tech support. Plus a 1-year membership to Thousand Trails that includes 30 nights of free camping. Christmas comes early at Open Road RV, Monroe and Smoky Point, and at OpenRoadRVCenter.com.
Have you ever dreamed of living in paradise? For the first time ever, Wheel of Fortune is giving away a new home valued at $350,000 located in a Latitude Margaritaville community. And it could be yours. You gotta watch Wheel this week for your chance to win. No purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Open to residents of the U.S. and Canada, excluding Quebec, 18 or older. Daily entry and prize restrictions apply. See rules at wheeloffortune.com.
Weeknights at 7 on KOMO 4. Monday at 11 on KOMO News. Towed, resold, destroyed. KOMO's Matt Markovich keeps digging into how these worthless campers are costing a fortune.
And where do RVs go to die? Right here, at taxpayer expense.
Falling apart, littering the streets.
It's a complete waste.
Why the city keeps them on the road until they end up here. The price you pay for the RV shuffle. A Project Seattle report. KOMO News, Monday at 11.
Take it from Tom Turner. If your diesel pickup truck struggles where it used to run free, you need Plateau Diesel Performance in Enumclaw. 844-6-DIESEL, plateaudiesel.com.
Well, things are looking good out on the road so far this Sunday, despite all of the wet weather we've been having. Be sure to watch out for puddles out there on the roadways, especially on the highways, as it could cause some hydroplaning out there as rain will continue to fall in some areas out there today. The right lane of I-405 northbound is currently closed just north of 167 due to water on the road. Now that's causing that in that area, both I-405 and 167 to slow down just a bit. So if you were planning on traveling there, should add some time to your commute today. There's also a crash on State Route 509 northbound on the on-ramp from Cloverdale Street that's blocking the ramp there, slowing things down just a hair. I-5 north and southbound, though, in and out of Seattle are moving along nicely. 990 east and westbound is looking clear as well. Travel time from Everett to Seattle on I-5 is around 30 minutes, while SeaTac to Seattle on I-5 is closer to 15. Our next KOMO traffic at 10:54. I'm Dylan Holt.
It's going to be a blustery day around western Washington. The showers continue, if not plain old rainy out there. Gusty winds between 15 and even 20 miles an hour. You might even hear the rumble of thunder this afternoon with some active weather moving through. Temps today, mid-50s. Tomorrow, also mid-50s. Mostly cloudy. Showers at times on Monday, but a few breaks here or there. Now, it's Tuesday and Wednesday. We ramp up the rain. And, of course, Wednesday being Halloween, make sure the kids' costumes are waterproof. In the KOMO Weather Center, Theron's on KOMO News.
Stay connected. Stay informed. Now back to Own It. Buying, viewing, remodeling, or moving, this show is for you. Here's your host of Own It, Chriest of Kiel Mortgage.
This show just flows so quickly. 2 hours is here and gone in moments, right? So it's just super fast sometimes. So Mindy, what's the best thing that you like about real estate?
Well, I actually really like writing contracts for clients.
Contracts.
Ultimately connecting buyers and sellers to help them successfully reach the close of escrow.
That was amazing.
Huh? Very nice.
Tammy,
I don't think I'm going to say contracts, but
okay. I am going to say not the same as Mindy. It's not contract. I am actually a people person, Harry. So I love dealing with people. I mean, the biggest satisfaction in my industry is finding someone their perfect home. Mm-hmm. The expression on their face when you give them the keys, when they get access to that house, or when they've sold their house and they're like, oh my gosh, we're on to the next chapter, the next phase of life. Mm-hmm. There's something so rewarding about being someone that can assist people in that process.
Yeah, that's amazing, right, Chris?
Yeah. I would say the same as Tammy. Just my relationships with people. I mean, I've developed long friendships from people who started out as clients, but I think one of the most important things with being an agent is you have to be able to adapt to all different personalities.
Absolutely.
You've got to be able to do it and roll with it and navigate them through this. And sometimes you feel like you're a therapist over there going, oh my God.
Yeah, that is part of our job.
People crying.
My dad owned a bar for many, many years. And I was like, Dad, you're totally a therapist. He goes, yes, I know, Harry. I should get paid $200 an hour to be a psychologist for these people.
I can't tell you how many times people say, like, oh my God, am I just your worst? It's like, no, never. But it's like, process. We see it all.
Yeah, buying and selling a home is an emotional process.
It is, and there's life changes happening. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. I mean, so you've got to be able to adapt to all the different personalities. But I love doing that, know?
Yeah.
So, it's great.
Mindy, so contracts are kind of your gig, theoretically, but I know that you're amazing at communications and people and things like that as well. So I think, Mindy, you have a really strong communication dialogue that happens right away. And that's probably the first thing that I picked up when I started talking to you, is your ability to communicate so efficiently and effortlessly, I think is really, really strong. And I think that's kudos to you.
Thank you, Harry.
Tammy, I don't know if you can communicate, and Chris, I'm not quite sure, but I thought I'd put you on a radio show anyway, so whatever.
I'm surprised I got invited back. I was
you did get invited back.
I told my husband, I'm like, Harry texted and asked if I want to come back.
What the heck
Chris and
is
I are the
going on?
courtesy invite here.
Well, it's all good. It's all good. So it's kind of interesting to kind of do a radio show in the great Seattle market because there's just so much happening in Seattle, and it's an amazing city to live in. And I'm really thankful to having all three of you guys on today. So it's been fantastic. Even though there was a Seahawks show on, or Seahawks game on, and looks like we're winning, so that's a good thing. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
All right, so what's happening this week? Are you guys doing anything special?
Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Big
Halloween.
It's going to rain. Get ready for that.
Of course it'll rain.
Right?
It rains on Halloween and 4th of July in Seattle.
Exactly.
So, I've got
Where
2
you're-
little boys, so they're 4 and 6, and so we've got the trick-or-treating thing going on.
The costumes usually can't even be seen because the kids are so bundled up over top of their costumes.
I know.
I remember once, let's see, when I lived in Fall City, my son was he's probably 7 or 8, and he was a Batman fanatic at that point. And so I went and rented this costume. It was like, I don't know, whatever it was ridiculous. You should never do that, but I did it anyway.
Was this your costume?
No, yeah, I was wearing a Batman costume.
Oh, jeez.
And that Halloween, it was like 22 degrees outside. And it's just like a thin piece of plastic. And I'm like, it's too cold.
Can you imagine how all of us women feel?
I walked down the block, and then later on I went to their school or whatever with the costume because he was part of Boy Scouts at the time. But, oh my goodness, it was so cold. Like, okay.
Yeah, the key is carrying that warm coffee, if you will, around with you.
One of my neighbors brought out a shot of brandy, and I was like, "Oh,
that'll warm you
so
up."
much.
Oh, we usually at our house have like the kids' candy, and then we've got the refreshments, the adult beverages.
Parents get the separate treat.
Yeah, everybody
Right?
loves it.
Yeah. Coming from the Ridge, I mean, there are just caravans of kids being dropped off up there in Snoqualmie. You know, they just bombard you. I mean, you can't even close the door. There's so many kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you move out to North Bend, and then, like last year we got like 2 kids.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah. We just moved out to
I was
Lakemont.
like, I had so much candy. I had more candy than I could possibly even. I'm thinking there's probably going to be 300-400 kids. Blah 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 blah. Not one. I mean, 2 kids. That was it.
Then
That
you're
was
stuck eating it. See, for me, I want all that candy out of my house by the end of Halloween. I can't eat that.
Halloween. I can't believe the holidays are here already. Okay, we got to go to break, folks. 844-44 Own It. This is your last chance. We'll be right back.
The Georgetown Haunted Morgue with Star 101.5, sponsored by Value Village, is in full scare mode tonight. Recently unearthed crypts, creepy characters, abject terror. Tickets available on site or at SeattleHaunts.com. Open nightly through November 3rd. Follow the spotlight. 5,000 to East Marginal Way, south in Georgetown. The Georgetown Haunted Morgue with Star 101.5, sponsored by Value Village. Brought to you in part by Bloodworks Northwest, Uber, and Monster Energy.
Are you missing out on the stock market highs because you're afraid of the next crash? The market is booming. Stocks are up and the economy is in high gear. Sounds like 2007, doesn't it? But what happens when 2008 strikes again? What if you could profit from a strong market without the risk of loss when the crash hits? Hi, my name is Ethan Kapp, and my father lost over $1 million in the 2008 crash. Since then, I discovered a strategy that grows money potential double digits during market booms and protects your wealth during busts. You get the best of both worlds, and you don't have to miss out on the good years with your money sitting on the sidelines. Learn all about it in my free book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street. Call 1-800-809-1414. It sounds impossible, but there is a way to get potential double-digit growth on the good years without losing during crashes. Supplies are limited, so call 1-800-809-1414 now to get your free hard copy book. Plus, when you call right now, you get free shipping and handling. No credit card required. And we'll send you a free copy of the audiobook so you can listen in your car. So call now, 1-800-809-1414. 1-800-809-1414. Again, 1-800-809-1414.
Feel the same excitement the gold miners did when they struck Yukon Gold. Look around your home for anything you can strike gold with at Bellevue Rare Coins. Those old silver dollars are in high demand. The forgotten diamonds in your jewelry box? Bellevue Rare Coins has a huge need for them right now and will pay top dollar. Broken gold jewelry? You'll never wear it again, but Bellevue Rare Coins will turn it into a payday for you. Join the thousands of happy customers who've been amazed when they find out what their old valuables are really worth at Bellevue Rare Coins.
Hey, it's Manda Factor. The other day, my daughter and I went to the historic Seattle waterfront and Miners Landing. It is absolutely beautiful. We started with a ride on the Seattle Great Wheel, the best way to see all of the iconic sights in Seattle. I was just hanging out with my beautiful 7-year-old daughter, snuggling on the seat, and I just thought, gosh, I am so proud to call this city home. After the wheel, what do you know? The crab pot is right there as you get off the wheel, and the servers come out with these huge stainless steel bowls of the most delectable seafood you've ever had. 3 different kinds of crab, shrimp, red potatoes. They put the paper down and just dump all of the food right on your table. It's a free-for-all. It's really fun. And it was so delicious. In addition to that, there are so many other options on the menu. It's perfect. With the crab pot and the Seattle Great Wheel and so many fun attractions, Miners Landing is just a wonderful part of our city.
Things are looking good out there on the road so far this Sunday, despite all the wet weather we've been having. But you're still going to want to watch out for large puddles out there on the roadways, especially on the highways, as it continues to rain in some areas today, and that chance of hydroplaning is still out there. There was also a crash on State Route 509 northbound on the ramp from Cloverdale Street onto 509. That's blocking the ramp there, making things slow going getting onto 509 northbound. I-5 north and southbound, though, in and out of Seattle are moving along nicely. 990 east and westbound is looking clear as well. This report is sponsored by Fix Auto Collision Centers of Olympia. Been in an accident? You have a choice of where to take your vehicle. Tell your insurance company you want to go to Fix Auto. Call 1-800-INFO-FIX. Fix Auto, the first words that should come to mind after an accident. Our next KOMO traffic at 11:04. I'm Dylan Holt.
Plenty of rain around western Washington today. You might even get a thunder shower during the afternoon. Gusty winds as well at times. Temperatures, they're going to be in the mid-50s. Making our way through the next couple days. Showers at times and are mostly cloudy skies on Monday. Mid-50s once again. And very wet Tuesday and Halloween. In the KOMO Weather Center, I'm Theron Zahn, KOMO News.
Here's your host of Own It, Harry Chriest of Kiel Mortgage.
So, ladies, did you guys have fun today, or
Absolutely.
Great
Wow.
time. Thanks for
This
having
isn't
us,
bad.
Harry.
Yeah.
We kind of struggled in the beginning, but we got it done. You know,
It's all good.
Little chaos, but without chaos, there's never a positive thing that happens, right?
I think
So-
we've coined it the Hot Mess Express.
The Hot
wasn't
Mess
it?
Yes,
Express.
Hot Mess
There you
Express.
go. Lots of fun.
We
Lots of
made
fun.
it.
Talked about a lot of interesting things. Next week, we're going to talk more about programs and kind of go into the winter time, so to speak. So we're going to be talking a lot about programs, actually. So I have to put together a show for that. But I want to say thank you for all 3 of you being on today. And let's go back over. Mindy, how do people reach you if they want to reach out to you?
Yes, you can reach me at mindyhibbard.com or email me, mindyhibbard@johnlscott.com. My phone number, 425-350-8893, or reach out to me on any social channel.
Any social channel.
Any social channel.
Any social channel.
And you can also reach me, Tammy Luger, on any social channel.
There you go.
Even if you're not looking at buying or selling, follow me on social media. There's so much information out there that's so valuable. You can reach me at TAMILUGER on any social media channel, or email, call, or text tammy.luger@compass.com or 425-765-2050. I look forward to speaking with you.
Same here, social media. I'm all over it. My husband probably is like, dude, can you put the phone down?
Can you please put your
my
phone down?
My kids are like,
You have to follow Carissa. She has the best
photographing.
live Insta. Oh,
Yeah,
so
you're-
fun.
It's not real estate all the time in my life, I promise. But
Her boys are adorable.
Yes. Oh, so anyways, okay, so how do you reach me? Carissa Saffel, Carissa, Saffel, Saffel, social media, email carissa.saffel@compass.com and 206-406-4541.
And for myself, you can just reach me on email, harry@kielmortgage.com. No question is silly, so give me a call with regards to programs, products that you're thinking about doing. But please also give Kiel Mortgage a call. You know, obviously, it's important to get 3 quotes. Just make sure one of them is Kiel. And hopefully you have you get the education that you want and that you need, and you make an informed decision. That's all it's about, making informed decisions. And in this crazy world of mortgage finance, it's not the easiest thing in the world. So if you or your friends or family need help with regards to taking care of a loan, we'd be happy to help out with all that. So we have probably, a minute or so? A minute. So what are you guys' final thoughts? Are you getting all ready for Halloween?
Oh, yeah, getting those critters ready to go out there.
Yeah. I'm just so happy my kids aren't at that age where I have to drag them around anymore.
I do.
Yeah.
4 and 6 year olds.
Now-
So we're out there. Rain or shine.
Trucking.
I like to stay in and pass out.
Yeah, now the kids say, Dad, see ya. We're going here, going there. See ya. Bye, bye, bye. They're all gone.
Stocked up on candy, ready for the trick-or-treaters.
Yeah, so we're obviously it's going to be a wet Halloween. So watch the candles, folks. Make sure you if you're lighting candles in a certain room, that you hang out in that room and don't walk away and just leave them all unattended, because their fires can ensue. Make sure to watch your kids' candies this year. Make sure to go through it. Do a little parenting to kind of keep the kids healthy and safe, and so all those things are good. I want to thank everyone for listening to the show today. I know it was kind of chaotic and crazy, but I think we had a lot of fun, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Thank you, ladies. So, folks, I'm going to go ahead and take off over here and go watch the Seahawks game. So I want to wish you a very blessed and amazing weekend, what's left of it. I certainly have enjoyed having you on the being part of the show and listening to the show, and look forward to seeing you again and talking to you again next Sunday. So from myself and all these wonderful people here in studio, we want to say thank you. Have a blessed weekend.
Have a great weekend.
The preceding program was paid for by the advertiser and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of KOMO.